Hello everyone, my name is William the Wise Goodman, and I'd like to welcome you to Utopia Island here in Second Life. In real life, over the past 30 years, I've been a sustainability educator, involved with sustainable development, solar construction and design, alternative wastewater treatment, alternative transportation. And when I discovered Second Life and the ability to create whatever it is you wanted here, it felt very appropriate to take some time, some creativity, and create a vision of what would be possible if we were to recreate a sustainable village in Second Life. So one of the most important resources we have is fresh water. And the way we deal with that here on Utopia is by taking all of our water that's used, all of our wastewater, and funneling it into this large solar-powered greenhouse. You'll see behind me a large pond covered in plants. This is where all the wastewater comes in and is immediately cleaned through the growing action of these water plants. You'll notice fountains that help to aerate the water, and this whole process helps to remove toxic pollution as well as nutrients out of the water, as well as growing a very fast growing crop that we can then use for compost and methane digestion. Every few days the plants from the large greenhouse covered pond are removed and dried out in the container behind me, and then after they've dried they're placed into the methane digester tank, the large tank directly behind me. This serves two purposes. One is it makes room for new plants to grow and to continue to take more nutrients out of the water. And the second is as all of those plants are digested in the tank behind me, they give off a methane gas which we then capture and use that gas to both run the pump and to heat the greenhouse when it's needed in colder weather. Then we can take the digested plants out of there and use that as a preliminary compost material for our local gardens. Then the water continues from the large pond into this sand filtration tank, where it is further purified. The plants growing on top of the tank pull out more of the nutrients, and then the water continues in the tank in front of me, where we use aquaculture to raise fish and to continue to purify the water. In this tank behind me, we are raising a number of large fish that we use for food here on Utopia Island, both some of it as animal feed and some of it we serve in the local restaurants. One of the other areas we are focusing on here on Utopia Island is alternative energy production. It's a big issue in our communities and something we want to help people understand alternatives for moving us away from a peak oil and an oil-dependent society to one dependent much more on alternative sources of energy. So in this area, you'll see a number of devices that a real-life nonprofit organization called EnergyTeachers.org has set up to provide demonstrations, to provide real-time data monitoring of things like wind and solar here on Utopia Island, and to help people understand how these sources of energy can be used. One of the other examples we have here is a scale model of a large Vestas wind turbine. In real life, these turbines are approximately 300 feet tall and can generate up to 2 to 3 megawatts per tower. So here on Utopia, we only need one of these Vestas wind turbines to essentially generate most of the power we need on the island, while at the same time showing people what they look like, how big they are, and even have the opportunity to go inside the wind turbine and see how it works from the inside out. One of the most powerful tools that Second Life can be used for is for education. Because Second Life allows residents to create virtually any environment they want, we have the opportunity to test various different kinds of environments, human-built, natural, and bring people into these environments to see how they work and how they'll be. It's certainly an opportunity for companies to test products, to test services, for designers to test the look of various types of developments. And here on Utopia, we have created really a village-scale neighborhood that shows what it would be like to integrate in housing and the natural environment and residences and education all in a very walkable environment. And I think you'll see it by looking around that what we've created is a very beautiful place.